Hey kids, it's great to see you again. So I have a bunch of new subscribers, so I thought I'd have a little dad chat with you. It's been a while, and so I thought now would be a good time, as we're coming up to the end of the year and we're coming up to on the holidays. I thought it'd be a good time to just kind of chat with you, and I thought I'd share a few memories that I have of my childhood around Christmas time as well. But first, I have a dad joke for you. So, what do you call a happy cowboy? A jolly rancher. This video is sponsored by Mercy Ships. In this video, I'm going to talk about the joy of giving and having an attitude of gratitude. How helping others less fortunate than yourself will bring you joy like nothing else can. As we all consider options for Giving Tuesday, I would encourage you to look at the amazing work that Mercy Ships does and has been doing since 1978. Mercy Ships provides free, life-changing surgeries to people in regions where medical care is nearly non-existent. Their hospital ships are staffed by volunteer professionals who give their time, skills, and compassion to bring hope and healing to those who need it most. The work they do is truly beyond amazing, and I give them my highest recommendation. All donations and gifts will double now through Giving Tuesday, so your donation will have twice the impact. Please use the link in my bio or in the comments to make a donation today. Thanks for giving, and God bless you. So I thought I'd share a few memories of my childhood around Christmas time, and I'm really dating myself here, but one of the things that we used to do is we used to get, so Sears, if you can imagine that, Sears used to be a big deal, and we used to get these catalogs I don't know if we got them in the mail or we'd go there. I think we'd actually go there. And part of going to Sears too, you got GameStop and all that stuff now, but at the time we had Atari, and that was kind of a big deal. So you'd go into Sears and it was all festive. And my neighbor actually worked at Sears, but we'd go in there and you could actually get to play, I think it was called Brick Breaker by Atari, and so we'd sit in there and play that, and that was a lot of fun. But they'd send you this catalog, and you'd get to flip through it and dream, and oh boy, this is going to be amazing. I hope I can get that. And one of the things I always wanted in there was like a cowboy set where you got a hat and you got a holster with the pistols. My parents never bought it for me because they thought maybe that wouldn't be a good influence to actually have toy guns. And so I never actually was able to get that. One thing that was cool at Christmas time that my parents did when I was little was they would this is kind of a family tradition that I've also passed along to my own family, but we used to set a plate for everybody, and then you'd go to bed that night, and then you'd wake up in the morning and Santa brought you something, and that was something you didn't unwrap. That was how we did it. And then you'd have cookies there that Santa had taken a bite out of, and so anyway, we passed that along to our kids, which I thought was pretty cool. It's cool to create those memories like that, take time out to create those memories. But anyway, I do remember one year there was a thing called pivot pool, and it was Lucille Ball was actually the one advertising it on TV, and I was like, oh, pivot pool, how cool. And they really did the commercial really well. And I actually was surprised when I woke up on Christmas and I had pivot pool. It was there for me. And so I got it and started playing with it, and didn't take long before pieces were missing and it was broken. So anyway, it's funny how when you're little and you receive gifts, you really are excited about them, and that is kind of your highlight. But as you get older, as you start to mature, you understand that getting gifts isn't as amazing as maybe you thought it would be. And I remember hearing somebody say when I was a kid, it's better to give than to receive. I thought, I'm not buying that. I much rather receive things. But now as I've gotten older, and even when I got a little bit older, I was like, boy, it sure does feel good to give rather than receive, doesn't it? And I think a lot of times, and I just recently did a video on you can't take it with you. So as you get older and you amass things really don't satisfy. I found that by giving, it really just, and I've shared this before, it gives me joy like nothing else can. Giving of, money, it's not only money. So when you give things, you can give, of your time. So volunteering your time. If you don't have money, you can volunteer your time and go help somebody less fortunate than you just by volunteering your time. You can also, your talents. If you have a talent, you can give of that if you want to, or your treasures. Time, talent, and treasures. Those are all things that you can give away. And I think it really is better to give than to receive. And I think in the long run, when I've given things away, I don't regret it. And a lot of times, if I've I can't wait till I get those golf clubs or I get whatever, and I get them and I'm like, they just don't satisfy. Whereas helping people and pouring into people, into their lives, is much more gratifying. And research actually shows, it seems counterintuitive, doesn't it, to give something away but actually receive something yourself. By giving that away, you're actually receiving joy that you can't lose, compared to if you really want something and you get it, kind of gets old and you feel a little bit, I kind of wish I would have spent that on something else. But so when you pour into people's lives, boy, that's lasting, and it could change their lives, and you can, do amazing things by giving away. So again, it seems counterintuitive that you, I'd rather get things, but really by giving things away, you're actually receiving, and you're receiving joy like no other, compared to receiving physical things, in my opinion anyway. So as you look at places to donate, this video is actually sponsored by Mercy Ships, and so I've shared about Mercy Ships before, and just the powerful mission that they have in helping people. It's just an amazing organization. So as you're looking to give money back, I think it's important to look into the charity before you part with your money. So you want to be a good steward too. So you want to not only give, but you want to make sure that you're giving to something that is trustworthy and is a good steward of the money that you have. There's many good charities out there. I just know that Mercy Ships is really good, and you can even look them up on Charity Navigator if you're not familiar with that. That's one way to double check and make sure that the charity that you're giving to is worthy of your hard-earned money, right? So you do want to give money away, but you also want to be smart. You want to be a good steward of the money that you have and give it to a charity that's actually worthy of your hard-earned money. So I recently had somebody make a comment on my channel just talking about, they're struggling with life being burdensome. And I wrote back to them, I just said, hey, I think life is tough. And I'm not going to dance around that, because it is. Life can be extremely tough. But I've found, and I've shared this before when I talked about be good to yourself and talked about self and used that acronym, because it is true. If you can get your eyes off of you and focus on other people, pretty soon, your perspective changes. And so you stop getting so consumed by, I wish what I had what that other person had. Instead, be joyful for them. Be grateful that they are experiencing some amazing time in their life. And then also count your own blessings, because, you woke up this morning. You are breathing. You've got food to eat. You got a roof over your head. All those things are little things a lot of times we take for granted and don't really appreciate what we have until we stop and go, that's right, I have that. That's right, I have my health. That's right, I have, because there's a lot of people that don't have a lot of those things. And so if you can get yourself yourself off of yourself. Quit thinking so much about yourself and start thinking about others. Boy, it's amazing how quickly your discontentment can fall away. So yeah, so I hope that's helpful to you, because you can bring joy into your own life simply, and yet we think it's things, and really it's by volunteering of your time, talents, and treasure, giving things away. It gives you joy like nothing else can, by helping others less fortunate than yourself, and also by just counting the blessings that you do have. Those two things are huge, and they don't cost you a whole lot. You just can, if you're going to give to charity, then that'll cost you something, but it feels good. It's a joy that you're actually giving back to yourself, so you can feel good that, boy, you helped somebody less fortunate than yourself. All right, so as I wrap up here, I just want to encourage you to make a donation to Mercy Ships today. Look for the link in my bio and in the comments, and I think you can feel really good about supporting the great work that they do. You can know it's going to a good organization that will take great care of the funds that you donate, and it'll go a long way with that doubling your impact by making that donation today. So I thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a great holiday, and may God richly bless you.